Hi everyone, it's Sardis. I am here to talk to you about my chapter 3. My topic is Head Start teacher perception of delivering the social and emotional goal and the supports they receive. My research questions are: what are Head Start teacher perceptions regarding the role in achieving the social emotional school readiness goal? Also, what are Head Start teacher opinions about agency supports provided? And this is important to me because I'm at the grantee level where we're continuously working on helping our agencies be successful. And then lastly, the new Head Start performance standards that were published in the fall of 2016. Have they affected or not affected the Head Start teacher perspective towards providing the social and emotional school readiness goal and the support they receive? My methodology is qualitative. I'm also thinking that the method is case study, or the approach I'm going to take is case study. I'm not 100% sure yet because I kind of like the openness of just having a qualitative study. And then the setting is going to be 3 nonprofit Head Start Los Angeles area programs. They're both, or all 3 of them are primarily Latinos. The demographics serves the Latino community. I don't know what I'm trying to make here, an L, I guess. And the first one has nearly 350 students, and the program B and C have over 1,000 Head Start students. It's important to note that these agencies also provide early Head Start, which is younger than 3 years old, or providing services to children under 3 years old. But Head Start itself is a program that serves children from ages 3 to 5. And so in my study, I'm only going to be looking at the Head Start program, not really Head Start. The sample description I was looking at 10 Head Start teachers from those 3 nonprofits. And most importantly is that they have to have worked at least 3 years in their position as a Head Start teacher. And this was seen as important because of that question with the new performance standards, which is important because, that was in 2016. So by the time I do my research, it'll be 2018. So I would need someone who has seen the difference from like before and after. Also, I worked with someone, a preschool teacher, to do my pilot interview, and they had only 2, this was their 3rd year as a teacher, and it just seemed like I wasn't getting very in-depth answers. Everything was very new and shiny to her still. And it's not that I don't like that I can't, maybe like if I do talk to someone, maybe they'll have the same perspective. But I think it would be important to have a more seasoned teacher after that experience. So the 3 nonprofit organizations, they're part of the same bounded system, which would possibly make this a case study. And to get access to the teachers, I'm going to go to the directors and education coordinators of these organizations and ask them to ask for volunteers for the study. So procedures for data collection. I'm going to be doing interviews and artifacts. So the interviews will be held with Head Start teachers using a predetermined interview protocol that is guided by the research that I have done already, or my empirical literature review. The questions are going to be open-ended, and follow-ups and probing. So that'll be done during the interview to have some flexibility. Also, I kind of want, so I'm going to jump ahead here. My artifacts are professional development procedures. And so I'm going to, I have them already, but I'm going to kind of use these to drive at least this area, the follow-ups and probing. The interviews and Artifacts will be collected and analyzed during, well, I'm giving myself a 2-month time frame. See how that works. Policies and procedures will be reviewed and used to guide the interviews. The 10 interviews will be between 45 and 60 minutes. My goal is to do 2 interviews a week, including like conducting them and then transcribing them, giving me time to review them and compare them, analyze and review, do a reflexive review and simultaneous comparison, and then also member checking, which probably should go first actually, because that should be member checked before I do too much analysis. And then I'll use Excel and/or Deduce to organize my data and to do the coding. I'm not sure which one yet. And then the pilot interviews and empirical research will be used to create codes and extensive descriptions. And then in vivo and or values, I'll do in vivo coding or values coding. In vivo was pretty general, right? Remember, just applying a theme to a general area of your transcript. But values coding is pretty specific in looking for values of the subject. And I think that might be important in me analyzing like teacher values and how they align with Head Start values. So I come in with bias. I am a Head Start employee at the grantee level. And I have the assumption that teachers have values that align with Head Start values. I'm also a person of color, and this is where that critical race theory piece comes in for me, that I have a belief that there are systems in place that maintain the status quo. And this has a potential for skewing the data results. In qualitative research, I, as the researcher, am the instrument and will need to constantly review my biases and to make sure that my judgment isn't clouded by my biases, or fishing for answers that will make my conclusions or what I want my conclusions to be, like kind of putting the cart before the horse. Also, I'll have to look at alternative interpretations to the conclusions that I make. And that is my presentation on my chapter 3. I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Have a good one. Bye.